talk about history, talk about science with Enzo, dig into the great unknown. Just come say hello, have some fun. It's the Karen Show.
Hello. I don't know how many.
I love the intro.
I don't know. We've got 3 people. It's probably us. Oh, dear. Yeah. So we'll see who pops in, and because I'm not quite sure. I do believe there could be some other people out there with premieres or whatever happening at this hour, but I didn't check that, so never mind. So here we are, back for 2025. What do you reckon?
We made it. Congratulations.
Yeah, we made it. Yeah. Oh, dear. So, yeah, I'll see who's... Oh, Tanya. Tanya's here. Tanya. Hey, Tanya. Long time no see. And Laura. Betty Hanks. Hello, sweetheart. Hope you're doing a lot better. And Ian, hello. And Kiwi. And Tanya joined and became a member. Well, lucky. I didn't think I'd get any, so there you go.
There you go.
And this is for you. Now, yeah, here you go. Is this it? Yeah. You ready, Tanya?
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're now a member.
What am I looking at in that video? Just out of curiosity. But
what do you mean?
Became a member too.
Oh, did you?
Yes,
when did you do that?
I became a member last night. You have to excuse me. I spilt my coffee all over my table and my keyboard and my Christmas ornaments.
Oh no! All right. Well, we'll watch. I love that dress. It's so festive. Well. Did you see that, or do I have to play it again? I'll wait till you come back and I'll play it for you. I'll wait till you finish cleaning. Hi, Glenda.
I like how there's Santa back there. I thought for sure it was something else when I originally saw it, but it's like, oh, it's Santa.
What did you think it was? What did you think?
I thought it was a Buc-ee's character. If you're familiar with Buc-ee's here in the U.S., it's like a giant gas station, everything place that they have down in the South.
Oh, okay.
And everybody loves, and they have this little stuffed, it's a beaver character that looks, he's got big buck teeth and all that stuff. Very cute. Everybody loves Buc-ee's.
Yeah.
And, Bucky the beaver.
Yeah.
There you go. Everybody loves beaver.
Apparently that's what's going on in that video we just saw.
Enzo was just saying he likes the Santa behind you, Heather.
Oh, him, he's cute. Oh, hang on.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's cute. And check this out. Have a look at this. When the doors open.
Yeah.
Can you hear that?
Yeah. Here comes Santa.
And
is that another clock or just an ornament?
Cute. Oh, they move. Oh, how cute is that?
It's just like a Santa's workshop thingy.
That's cool. Really cute.
Isn't it cute?
Where'd you get that from? What shop did you buy that in?
I have no idea. I have no idea.
Way better animation than Red One.
I got it from the dump.
Well, here you go. Are you ready to look now? Are you ready to look? You watching, Heather?
Yep. I'm looking.
Thank you. Thank you very much. You're now a member.
Oh, I love it.
There you go.
Cute.
Very cute.
Oh, dear. Oh, it's nice to see the familiar faces. Now, Happy New Year to you too, Glenda. Yeah, everybody's saying hello. It's good to be back. Yes, I was talking to everybody before we came on. Well, I've spoken to everybody really privately, but for me, it was just a matter of I came back from my trip away in England, which was interesting. And then I had to have a big operation, and I was still probably recovering from the first one, and life just got a little bit too much, and I wasn't well. And then I was looking onto the YouTube in the paranormal community and getting a little bit sad that there was so much drama and nastiness happening. And I thought, you know what? I'm taking a break.
Yep.
Taking a break, just stepping back. And just this last week, I've just felt so much better. And it did help. I called Enzo and we had a good old talk on the phone. And on the phone, that's an old-fashioned term, isn't it? You're on the
phone.
On the phone. And yeah, I just felt a lot better after that. And I did say to everybody else, Sonny and I are missing an old friend of ours called. Let me see. I just said it. I said Sonny and I.
Yeah.
Enzo and I have also been missing an old friend of ours who some of you will be familiar with because you would have seen him here, or maybe you watch his channel, The Chop Shop, the Paranormal Chop Shop. Yes, Sonny had a heart attack last year, and we were just missing him. And I said to him, it's just time to get back on and just the world's shitty. Sort of. And it's time to just all get together and talk and have fun and talk about everything and be positive and all that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
So there you go. And that's where I've been. I've been on a mental health holiday and a physical one. And that's the other thing. I am now really quite recovered from my operations. So I'm feeling healthy, and I've been outside in the sunshine, which I have to say, guys, if you're feeling flat or it's a bit hard in America at the moment, isn't it, to go out in the sunshine because it's bloody cold and snowing. But
snowing, no sun.
I don't know. It's hot here. I think today it's going to be 29. I'm not sure what that is in American. I think it's triple. We triple or 36. It would be about 90, maybe. I think we triple it. I'm not sure how you do it, or it's double and a bit, but it's nearly triple. So if it's 30 here, I think it's 90 here. Well, you know what I mean. So there you go. Where's Aussie Adventures with Rose? Hello, lovely lady. Yes, decided to try and get back into it. Well, not try. I'm going to get back into it. But yeah, so just sort of, And Enzo, what have you been doing? Anything of great interest or not really?
Not really. I mean, I've been, since, of course, you've been down and out, I've had to go slumming on other channels and stuff like that and had a lot of fun over there. But actually, I even made an appearance on Monday on a show called Hellbent Holler, which I watch every Monday. They're a couple that actually takes all of their equipment and goes out in the woods looking for like Bigfoot and stuff like that, where you can actually see them tromping around out in the woods and all that stuff. They're the real deal. And they had on Monday, they had a call-in kind of predictions kind of show where they just had an open StreamYard link and went out there and said hello to them because I'd made several comments about the whole New Jersey drone thing that happened over a few weeks, which curiously stopped on Christmas Day. But it was just a lot of fun hanging out with some other folks, sharing my wealth of knowledge with everybody else, and saying hi to everybody. So just hanging out.
And what about you, Laura? I know you've been busy.
Yeah,
you're always on.
Getting those interviews
Hi, Jennifer.
out. And, I really enjoyed the last one, or actually the last couple, because Christmas and then New Year's. And of course, Enzo is the sexy hot centerfold for January.
Oh, he is.
Yeah.
Making science sexy again.
And so I'm working on February's now. So it's always, once the new one goes out, I'm right on the next month. So that keeps me busy. And just a lot of things changing around here. I'm changing background pictures and logos and working on a new studio. So never a dull moment.
Oh, cool. Yeah, cool. Yeah, I've what
Laura was
about you,
had a
Heather? You've
great
been
thing.
busy too. What have you been doing? Oh, sorry.
Oh.
No, go, Enzo. It's all right. Heather's still doing. I
Heather's
don't
still
know what
cleaning
she's
up.
doing. Have you got coffee in your keyboard?
I've
What are you doing, Heather?
got coffee everywhere. I'm listening. I'm
Yes.
engaged. I'm just wrapping up the ornaments now.
Oh, all right. You
Take
Enzo.
down.
I
What
was
were you
going to
going to
comment
say,
that
Enzo?
Laura was part of a really great thing that I saw where no one alone for the holidays. Was that what it was?
Oh yeah, nobody alone for the holidays. Yeah. That was fun.
Just
So a lot of great
long
creators.
stream of a lot of our online favorites there together, just chitting and chatting, and that I love the idea. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Everybody really had a good time.
Yeah, it's always good to do that. Cheryl. Oh, Cheryl. Yes, I've forgotten about you. You can smack me later. Cheryl has just got out of hospital, so she missed Christmas and New Year. That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Look, you probably, you didn't really miss too much.
I know. Actually, I
old
just
for
got
it.
over pneumonia not too long ago, so I know how she feels.
I spent all Christmas Day in the emergency room with my daughter. 12 hours. Actually, it was nearly 13 hours.
Jeez.
But she wasn't allowed to eat, so they brought her food, but she wasn't allowed to eat just in case she needed an operation. So I did get fed. I had Christmas dinner at the hospital.
I know.
Yeah. Get rest up, Cheryl. I know how hard it is. And Heather, so apart from spilling, if you're wondering what Heather's fussing around with and you've tuned in just a little late, she spilled a whole cup of coffee, which I'm sure drove her mental because she loves her coffee, all over her desk, all over everything.
I managed to have one mouthful and it was delicious. And of course, it had to be spilled. Now, the second one is nowhere near as good as the first one, but you take what you can get. Well, I've been busy working, and as you know, I went up to the Flinders Ranges in the Adelaide Hills and did a couple of paranormal investigations while we were up there, and had a wonderful time traipsing about the countryside. The Flinders Range is actually right on the edge of the desert. There's no rainfall there whatsoever. The Flinders Ranges, the settlement Flinders Ranges were settled outside what's known as the Goiter Line. And this gentleman called Goiter, you may or may not have heard him. I don't know if you're into weather at all, Enzo. But there was a gentleman called Goiter who actually mapped out the places where rainfall finishes and desert begins, and made a recommendation that people do not farm beyond the Goiter Line. Look it up, Goiter, the Goiter Line in South Australia. And people ignored him. With some unusual wet seasons, they thought that the plough will bring the rain, and of course it didn't. So all these little towns were set up and established, thinking that eventually they'll become, big towns and prosperous. And no, they didn't. They lasted 100 years and then died. So you got all these towns that literally overnight people left, just up and left, walked out because they just couldn't.
So you have dozens or more of just pure ghost towns.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and the government actually spent a lot of time and money buying back most of the properties because they're the ones that encourage people to go out as well. So blame the government. Everybody else does. But anyway, that was fun.
Carla.
I've seen. Hi, Carla. I've seen some of your. Kiwi says, Heather, she said, get a straw and suck the spilt coffee up.
Oh, absolutely.
Soak it up with a paper
I
towel
think
and then
some of
wring
it
it back
is
out into the cup.
They always lick the table.
Oh, I saw on something I was watching the other day a keyboard. Maybe I was looking through Timu. I can't remember. I was looking at something, and it's a keyboard like a light, a LED light that shines on your desk as a keyboard.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
And yeah, and I thought, oh, like in this instance, there'd be no worries about spilling it on your keyboard. But then I thought, oh, I'm happy with a regular keyboard. They're inventing such interesting things lately. I was going to say, and Heather's channel. I have seen some of Heather's stuff from the Flinders. Like, well, I'm assuming it was Flinders you put up because you did a few lives and bits and bobs. But yeah, go to Heather's channel and check it out as she uploads stuff.
I've only put up a few videos from Flinders, but I've got a whole library full of videos from the Flinders. But
wow. Sounds actually pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
There's even me who lives here in Australia. There's so much to see. And actually, Enzo, I'm beginning to think you should just save up airfare and come and visit us here in Australia, because at the moment the Australian dollar is worth something like 59 cents to a dollar. Jesus, it's really bad. Whereas Americans coming here, you'll be rich as. Come over with $100 and you'll be worth $2.
Yeah. I'll start buying up all those ghost towns.
Yeah, you'll be rich, man. Holy cow.
Wow, yeah.
That's fascinating about those towns, though. Did you find anything of interest paranormal-wise out there, Heather? At some of those?
Yes, quite a bit, actually. We went to this little pub called the Johnsburg Pub Hotel. It only lasted as a hotel for a few years. It was all sorts of things. And while Werner was doing an Estes, Drew and I could hear footsteps and banging coming from a room, like the hallway, on the other side of the room, and a room behind the place where I suspect was the dining room or the front bar. It was creepy. And I didn't want to acknowledge it. I was a bit frightened. So I continued on with the Estes session. And then in the end, I just couldn't help but say, well, look, who's there? Who's banging? Who's walking? So that was really exciting. I've never had banging or walking or footsteps or anything like that.
Oh, really?
Never.
Not earlier in the early summer of this past year, 2024, which was only a few days ago. I went up to visit my own little Scooby-Doo house and investigate. And there was so much footsteps going up and down the stairs and footsteps all over the hallways and everything else that after a couple of hours, because we ended up spending the night at this particular place, and after a couple of hours, there was just so much, we started ignoring it because it's like, footsteps down the hallway again.
Oh, wow. That would have been amazing. I suppose it would get to that point if it just kept happening all the time. It was
pretty constant throughout pretty much the whole time we were there, and we spent the night, so it was probably 10-11 hours total in the whole building, and it was most of that time. Once the sun came up, everything was just kind of calm and normal, but did still see like the corner of the eye little. Is that a cat? Is there a cat in the house? No. Oh.
Pretty interesting.
When I was over in England, I still haven't researched I haven't looked at anything since I got back, to be honest. So I still must do it. And if I find, I know I've got it. I know I've got it. Just got to find on what device I've got it. At the Ancient Ram Inn. Nothing. It's funny. It's not that nothing happened. I may well have to kill the chihuahua. Hang on, come here. You're not doing that. Just a minute. Just a second. God. And be prepared for snoring, not by me, but Muffin is on the floor, the Rottweiler, so we know she snores like a freight train. There we go. Yes. So what I was there with my friend MJ. I loved it, actually. I loved the old house. It's so old. And you know me with old buildings and things. But there was nothing scary about it at all. There was nothing like I didn't walk into any rooms and go, ooh, that feels terrible. Went into all the normal rooms, like, you know, there's one that a bishop slept in or whatever. Nothing really out of the ordinary, just a nice calm feeling throughout the house. But there was a point there, which is what I'll try and find, that I can't explain, and I don't know if it was just because the house is old. Reports are that it was built in the 1100s, but that's incorrect. It was actually built in about mid-1400s. But I don't know if a house being that old can do what happened, because I'm not a builder. But MJ and I was standing upstairs in a little sort of square area, looking at some articles on the wall, and I had my phone videoing because I was videoing the things so I could look at them later. And all of a sudden, bang! Like someone jumped right behind me on the wooden floor, like bang! And I went, oh, and I turned around and MJ was looking at me, and I looked at her and I said, what was that? And she said, no, I don't know. And I'm like, oh, and then we went on a tangent. We thought, someone banged the door downstairs, someone's come inside and the door's banged and it's made the noise, whatever. Anyway, we searched it all out. It wasn't that. We went back up there again, started to do an EVP session, and just MJ was saying, well, I hope you didn't mean to, because it didn't scare us. It was just like straight into detective mode, like, what the hell made that noise? And she goes, if your aim was to scare us, it didn't work. She said, can you do it again? And not as loud and shocking, but it happened on command. This bang, like someone jumping, and it made the floor move. It wasn't just the noise; it was the floor. You know, like someone.
You felt the vibration, yeah.
Yeah, it was just. It was just really, really. It was really strange. Taylor, hello, my darling. Are you? You're probably. I'm not sure what time it is. It would be 6-ish dinner time in Virginia City. I'm not sure, but if you're not busy, Taylor, you're welcome to pop in and chat with us all. But there you go. So I don't know what caused that. But so far as it being haunted, I didn't see any ghosts. I didn't feel any ghosts. Nothing scratched me. No succubus or incubus said hello. MJ and I had a really good chat up in what was supposed to be the witch's room. How rude. And we had a really good chat, and we were talking about because MJ has lost her brother young, and of course I've lost Stephen. We were talking about death and things like that, and then we thought, oh look, we'll do an EVP session and ask ghosties if they can tell us what's on the other side, you know. So we're sitting there, and I think it was just the manner of the conversation, because we were feeling, whatever. But something happened there that night that was like a mind change for me, because we were asking these questions, but talking to the dead from a point of view of their loss, like saying, you must have lost people you love too. Did you, when you died, were they there waiting for you? Like, we were asking questions like that. Like, is there someone waiting for us when we go? Was your family waiting? Are you with your family? And we were asking those questions, getting no answers, and everything just went, I can't explain it, sort of like dead. As if whatever was possibly screwing around with us that night, if it was, has gone, oh shit, they're asking the question and we're not allowed to answer. It was almost like a feeling of, we can't play with you anymore. We're not taking the mickey out of you anymore. You're not getting frightened. You're asking questions we're not allowed to answer. And it was like they all just sort of went away. I know it sounds weird, but it was the feeling. And MJ and I both looked at each other and we both said, I don't either. And she said, now we've pissed them off and they've gone. And I said, yeah, because maybe they want to tell us and they're not allowed.
You don't know.
Actually, I have a theory or an
so
idea.
I don't know. Just
I was wanting to bounce an idea off everybody. I was on an investigation like 4 months ago now at a local college. It was basically they had a lot of. It was just after Halloween, so it was the beginning part of November where they had a lot of Halloween festivities in this old college in there. And there were people reporting super weird things that were not part of their Halloween setup. And this particular place kind of has history of some kind of paranormal stuff. They have a large auditorium that has like big drapes that, to come in and cover the theater stage part and all that stuff, where many times the most common reported thing there is seeing feet behind the curtain walking around when there's no one else there. And if someone like runs and looks behind behind the drapes, there's nothing there, that kind of thing. A lot of footsteps on the stage and stuff like that. We were getting some stuff in certain places around the whole area, but it would die out quick. It was like they had just like a small amount of energy they could use to kind of like make a knock sound or bang things or move something. And then it was just, they'd used it all up. They couldn't do anything else. Does that sound right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that can be right.
Because Heather would know too, as with Laura and Carla. It's said that they utilize energy from somewhere, whether or not that's true or not. But you often do find that things teeter off after a while. Like if there's been a bit of activity, then it quietens, and maybe that's what it is. I mean, if that's what it is, we still don't really know what it is or who it is or if it is. It's hard to tell. But that is why I said what I said. I went to so many places while I was in England, historically haunted, battles took place there, hangings, tortures, etc., etc. I went to so many places and I was in awe in every place I went to, the fact that I was standing in these historical buildings, yet nothing paranormal happened, as in like I didn't see any ghosts, nothing, even down in the tunnels in Edinburgh, in the vaults. I did everything that they said you shouldn't do, like don't step inside the circle, because if you step inside the circle, there's a ghost that's trapped there and it will scratch you. Yay! So I stepped inside the circle. And I said, please don't worry.
I would have jumped in it.
Nothing happened.
Right, she's there to test
you would have. Yeah, a couple of people did jump in with me, but I was like, all these places where it's said that if you do such and such will scratch you, or if you say this, you'll get scratched. I tried everything. There were people in different things. I went in groups. So people within the groups were saying, "Oh, I'm being touched. Oh, I can feel it," and I'm like, "What can you?"
You should have told us.
I feel nothing. So I don't know. Yes, I am a rebel, Tanya. I don't know if I still am of the opinion that some people love attention, and just when they're in groups, they want it to be all about them. So they'll be the ones that, I've got a feeling, or I'm a medium. Like, I'm a medium. I'm an empath. I'm like,
I'm an extra large myself. Hello.
So I don't know. I've got very mixed feelings, but I will say that I feel, and I've said this before, and people will know, I do feel the building is key. The building itself is what holds the memories, the stone,
Yes.
the mortar,
Stone
the wood. Yeah, and I think if you're given long enough to sit quietly and be by yourself in some of these places, maybe the walls talk. You know, you can get more.
Yeah.
Maybe if you open yourself to being a little relaxed and just taking it in, remembering the history of the place, remembering who might have lived there or what events happened. I was at one castle in Scotland called Dunarton Castle in Scotland, and William Wallace had been there. There had been a big battle and William, he shot it. Like you do a walkthrough. You've got a book and you can see where things were, but he snuck in with his friends and there was a big battle and he killed the British, like slaughtered them. And it was interesting to be there, and it was quiet. There was people there, lots of people there, but it was sort of quiet where I was at that time. So I was standing in the area that he would have come in from, and you kind of know that, and then you think about it and it gives you chills, but it's because you're remembering. You're like, oh my God, William Wallace stood on this stone that I'm standing on. He would have stormed through here, and like there's a graveyard there. There would still be bodies there, but unfortunately it's not well kept, so there's not many stones and stuff. But so just knowing the history of the place. If you're quiet and you listen and talk out loud, as I say, I haven't gone through any of it, and I did all that at all these places. I sat quietly when there was no one around and just spoke out loud. And whether or not I got anything, did I feel like I did? Not really, but did I love being there, and did I appreciate where I was and the history of it all? Yes. And it was a trip I'll never forget, but it was also a trip that made me think differently about the paranormal and the fact that I know that we'll never get the answer. It's fun trying in a way, but I'm sure, I don't know what it was about that visit to the ancient Ram Inn, but I am sure we're not allowed to know anything. Whatever it is, wherever we go, whoever controls it, whatever it is, I don't really think we're ever allowed to know. So I think maybe the spirits have fun with us and make us jump or knock things.
Walk you right up to that line and then stop. Yeah.
Right.
And then stop. Once they know who they're dealing with and the person that they're dealing with really actually wants the answers, like it's like, oh shit, well, I'm not allowed to tell them. We better go. We can't scare them. Right. This isn't fun. We're going back to where it was we came from. That's like the feeling I got. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. Other people go to that place and say, oh, this happened and that happened and blah, 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 and the history of this and the history of that. I did do a bit of a deep dive into the history of the house, and it's not exactly, like most things, it's not exactly truthful factual, not truthful, factual. That a lot of the things they say about the house are actually incorrect. Even the timelines, like how old it is, different people that lived there isn't exactly accurate. It's just all, and the locals have a bit of a giggle. So when you're in the town and you talk to some of the locals, they'll have a little bit of a giggle about the house, and they say the whole town's probably freaking haunted because it's all pretty old. So it is interesting, but it was I'm glad I did it. It was on the bucket list, so there you go. But yeah, if people in America would probably have a better chance of getting to England cost-wise than I would probably be, but don't travel yet. It's too dangerous in England.
There's craziness going on right now. Hold off.
So just stay where you are. You can come to Australia, pretty safe here, but then again, there's so many planes crashing lately, for fuck's sake. What's going on? Plane crashes in, where was it, Korea? One into Los Angeles the other day, but that was sad. That was a man and his daughter, I think, passed in that. So Yeah, I don't know. I think this time, just maybe mid-year, everyone can decide whether or not it's a good idea to go on an overseas holiday. What do you reckon, Heather?
No, I'm not going overseas for a while yet. I've had two
No,
two
I'm going.
for me.
Yeah. At the moment, everything's just a bit scary. I was just saying to Enzo he should travel here. It'd be cheap. It'd be better. His dollar's worth.
Let me take all the chances. Thanks.
You can stay in the finest hotel in Adelaide for what you'll get. Currency conversion at the moment. But I remember it wasn't like only about 30 years ago that the government, the Prime Minister and the Treasurer and the head, as CEO of the Reserve Bank of Australia, used to get together and fix the exchange rate of the Australian dollar up until about 1975. No, 86, I think.
Yeah,
and then they decide to float the
I was
dollar.
reading that. I think they're going to try and do it again. It's getting that bad. I read somewhere that they were talking about the Reserve Bank coming in to do something. So that could be what they're up to again. Yeah, things are pretty bad here, Enzo, so far as, so far as everything's going. Kiwi, yeah, that's what I was saying. That I think the buildings are the buildings are what holds the energy. I don't know if they hold, but certainly
it's called the stone tape theory, where the actual stone that makes up the foundation of a house or something like that, because of the mineral content, especially if it has a lot of quartz in it for some reason, seems to possibly absorb strong emotions and things like that. That's the theory anyway. It's not saying it's true. It's just that's an idea.
Well,
that's why you see a lot of the older places that have like an actual stone foundation made out of local rock and things like that, versus just a cement poured foundation, which that's not going to hold anything.
Yeah, because
but the actual. Go ahead.
No, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. I was just getting excited. I keep going.
But that's the idea that older places, especially in Europe and early America, where they literally would take rocks out of the field that they're trying to plow in and build a house out of it, or at least the foundation, that those places seem to be the most haunted because of what they're, how they're all stone. You can just Google stone tape theory, because it's like the stone itself is acting like a recorder. It's recording all of these things.
Right.
So there you go.
No, I was just saying a lot of people.
Enzo is awesome.
Rocks and stones, they go outside and they cleanse it under the moon and refresh them and all that. So yeah, they do soak up everything. Yeah. Absolutely.
Right, right. So I think I'm becoming. I don't know if I'm becoming a hippie. I'm not a hippie. I've been educating myself over the last few months in so many different avenues of thinking, like looking at all different things that people think about. And I'm actually convinced, really, now that, as I said before, we're never going to we're never going to know what happens to us when we go to the other side. We're just never going to know. I don't think we're allowed to know. I think there's something that we're just not allowed to know. But I've also sort of think that I'm getting a bit Joe Rogan-ish now. As a species, humans, there's so many different species of humans in one regard. Like DNA is fine, but you know what I mean? It's like I think some of us are evolving and some of us aren't. It's almost like some people are sort of like, whoa, I never thought of it that way, and learning new things and realizing, like, I hate to use this word because it sounds like God stuff, but awakening. It's kind of like a switch has gone off. A switch has gone off, and some people are going, oh, wait a second, was I asleep? How did I miss this? oh, what about that? And what's this? And what's that? And there's smoke and mirrors going on. And there's a lot of people that just the switch hasn't gone off yet. People are still sort of blur. And
a lot of that boils down to how open-minded you are and accepting of new ideas. Because pretty much everybody that's on this screen right now, when we were all kids, dinosaurs were cold-blooded reptiles. Now they're chickens. They're all birds. It seems.
Yeah.
There are some that still were reptiles, but a lot of them, even when it's going now as far as they've discovered ancient stuff, especially stuff that's been buried in amber, that they had feathers on them, act like a bird's feathers. So that's one of those things where more evidence comes in, you learn more, you have to change your idea of what something is as more evidence comes in. Some people are hard to accept.
Years ago now, I had to do a presentation, and I could pick any subject I wanted to. So I did a presentation on Chickenosaurus. Don't giggle. Chickenosaurus. I wish I still had it. I probably have somewhere.
It sounds delicious.
I was just going to say that. It sounds delicious.
And it was the fellow who the Jurassic Park movie, Sam Neill's character, the one with the hat, was based on this professor. And I've gone blank. His name's John. Anyway, I contacted him because he was working out of a university, and there was talk of trying to take a chicken egg, or not talk of, they'd been doing it, and trying to extract the DNA that turns them into a chicken and gets rid of their tail, because when you look at a chicken in an egg, as it's developing, it's got a tail. And as it gets bigger and bigger and develops in the egg, the tail drops off. And there's something else. It turns in, like, it changes. So it's like it's got its ancient DNA there of the dinosaur, but as it develops now, the tail drops off, and the hands, because it also has like the wings, like they turn into wings as opposed to hands. So they were working, and I haven't looked into it since, but they were working on creating a Chickenosaurus. So taking out the DNA that makes those changes to allow it to develop into the little dinosaur that it's supposed to be. They had varied success. And the reason they were doing it, because everyone said, oh, that's stupid, why would you do that? But they weren't doing it to make a dinosaur per se. They were doing it because there's certain diseases that humans have that in the developmental stage in the womb, if they can go out and somehow change that DNA in the developing baby, certain diseases that, that cripple you once you're born could be extracted, and hopefully the baby will be born well. And that's why they were doing. But there you go. Hey, Cheryl, rest up, kiddo. All right. And, look out for us again next week.
Take care, Cheryl.
But, and just look after yourself, and I promise I'll pull my finger out and talk to you within the next week. So it is interesting, all the things that we grow up learning and then realize as we get older, that's not right. That wasn't right.
Yes.
Like
but was it right?
I still hear talk.
Was it right at the time? When we learn we learn something as evidence presented itself at that particular point in time, and then as time goes by, there's new evidence.
Yeah. The thing that happens, I think, though, is people get stuck. There's people who don't want to learn more.
Exactly.
There's people. Hello, Drew from Drew's Adventures.
Drew, how are you?
Hi, Drew.
Yeah, so I feel like there's a shift. I don't know what it is. There's just a shift. There's a shift coming. Something's coming, people. There's just a shift. I think it's kind of like,
it's couldn't have said it better myself, Heather. This topic actually, when I popped on with Hellbent Holler folks, they were doing a prediction show. I'm hearing a lot of people throughout the world really that have this opinion or idea that something big's coming. There's
feeling.
a sense that there's something big. It seems to kind of break down for each individual, whatever their thing is. If you're a Bigfoot person, there's going to be a Bigfoot reveal. If you're a UFO person, there's going to be a mass sighting. That's most of the stuff I see is, and that's what I was talking about on their show was that my prediction, I guess, for the year was probably going to be like a mass sighting, like a Phoenix Lights style thing, just stuff everywhere where everybody can see it. But there are other folks that seem to think that that may not necessarily be it. It may be something slightly different. Just there is a sense of something big is coming, like soon, like within the next few months soon.
Within the next few months. That's why I said wait to the middle of the year. I can't explain. It was kind of like I went to England on a holiday and I came home when hey, Werner, we're live. Be quiet. Werner's in the background there talking to Heather. Tell Werner to be quiet.
Yes. I think you need to go out and explore.
And you be quiet too. But yeah, as I say, I went to England. I came home. I was a bit flat when I came home, but I was sort of thinking, jet lag. And then I had to have my operation, and then I was really flat. But as I started to think about things and started to rest and whatever, things just, I don't know, things went crazy in the world, like so much crazy batshit, just bonkers shit was happening. And I'm like, where are people's brains? And then I was just relaxing and I was reading and learning new things and looking at new things. And I just thought, something's not right. I just started to open my brain up and look at different things, and I just know something's going to happen. I don't know what, but it doesn't feel like it's going to be a bad thing. It just feels like people are going to see something, and I don't know what it is. I know it sounds weird. You're probably thinking Karen's completely lost her mind. I feel like I have, but I just have a feeling 2025 is going to be great, but it's going to be like fresh, like something new's coming.
Like
people are going to wake up.
It's like a big revelation of some type that's like, this is real, whatever it is. Something like that could be very definitive.
Whatever it is.
The impression.
And I can't explain it anymore. But, what's Taylor telling us? That plane in LA crashed next door to my friend's business. They said another small plane had crashed across the street just a month before too. That's interesting, isn't it? But to be fair, there's a small private airport a few blocks away. I mean, planes crash. I wonder if it was a UAP interfering.
That's right.
I must admit that the UAP thing, I was Enzo knows, we were talking about it. I'm thinking, what the hell's going on? And then I'm thinking, I reckon I know what it is. It's just people being a-holes. It's people being a-holes. It's probably someone.
You can always guarantee that's going to be a part of any factor for any research point. People are jerks.
People are jerks. But I reckon it might have been something along the lines of, look, there's businesses out there. Black Hawk, is it Black Hawk?
Helicopters?
Black Hawk, is that big business? The one that, what's it called? It's Black something. The ones that had something to do with that young bloke that tried to shoot Trump. Black. They had the ad. The boy who tried. I'm sure it's called Black Hawk. Black.
I remember what you're talking about. It's not Black Hawk. It's something else.
But it's Black something, isn't it? But anyway, that company, Black Ops, no, Black Ops, but yes. No, I just can't remember. It was a company that was running ads. The particular company does data, hides data, does like data protection for big companies like the Defence Force, everything. But I know that company makes
Blackwater?
drones, and I don't know. It was Black something. I could be wrong. Maybe it's not Black, but I'm sure it was Black. There was something about the name. I'll Google it. But anyway, my point is that there's companies out there that make drones, and I know that the American government, wanted to stop Americans from buying the Chinese ones. They wanted to go forward with that rule of properly buying the Chinese drones, because they believed that the Chinese drones, no matter who had them, would feed back information to China via their whatever. And I thought, oh, look, that's probably what it's going to be. These big companies that want to sell their drones in America have probably decided, oh, let's create, and also, let's just fuck everybody up before Christmas. We'll put all our drones out there. Like, I've seen drones. I didn't realize they made them that big, but there are drones as big as a
Oh, they're very big.
Wow.
There's Black Rock, maybe.
So there you go. So I reckon Black Rock. Thank you, Tanya. Black Rock is the name of the Black Rock ran an advertisement, and the boy who tried to shoot Trump was in the advertisement, and then they were whatever. But yeah, Black Rock do all the data protection and stuff for. As
far as the whole these big drone thing is there in New Jersey, at least. This is just my opinion, doesn't mean anything, but just the way I kind of see things in the world is I feel like they were all military, or at least some company that's getting stuff ready to be sold to the military, where they probably had a ship launched style of drone that could go out and adventure and reconnoiter an area and then come back and land at the ship and recharge overnight. Because overall, when you start looking at all the stuff, because I've gone through tons and tons of video while that was happening in the last month plus. Most of the pictures I saw online were usually regular airplanes. People just seeing lights in the sky they're not used to seeing, and they take a video of it. Okay, that's just a regular airplane taking off or there were a couple of those, but a lot of them were, once it really kicked off after a few weeks, there were actual like regular commercial you can go buy on Amazon style, quadcopter things that belong to somebody else. That's not what this was. There were a few pictures of some videos of drones that were more like an actual airplane. They weren't like a quadcopter or anything like that, or even the octocopter that you like local police and film companies and stuff like that use. There were a few out there where basically that particular style, their wings kind of fold back and they've got little engines on them that lift it up, and then their wings fold forward and it flies like a regular plane after that. There were certainly a few pictures of those. And I think what the whole thing is they were basically doing like a field exercise kind of thing, launching them off of the ship, just off the coast, flying in specific areas, because by 11 o'clock on the East Coast every night, they were done. So that's very specific. And they had all the FAA approved lights and stuff like that. I think it was just a field test of a particular technology that required like a ship in the ocean to launch over land. I would think they would pick a less air congested area than the busiest air corridor in the entire planet, which goes from Baltimore to Boston. Planes are so thick through there that they have to wait at the end of the runways a lot of time just for a hole to open up to take off. A lot of times in there, but for whatever reason, I think that's what it was, because once Christmas Day hit, it all stopped.
Right.
We haven't heard the mysterious drones, the weird drones. I might have some pictures of that one weird drone. I'll look for it real fast.
Because I just think, and especially when the government was going, oh, we don't know what they are, but don't worry. I'm like, you don't. That's like saying, oh, what are all these spots on my skin? Oh, well, I don't know what you've got, but I wouldn't worry.
Right.
And then a couple of weeks later, like, so they knew, but that's what annoys me. Like, just say it. Just say, oh, yeah, we know what it is. Don't worry. It's just people testing some equipment. Like, why not answer the question?
Exactly.
So probably because, like you say, Enzo, it was in a busy place. There were airports and bases nearby. Maybe people would get a bit annoyed. But either way, instead, what do they do? You have people panicking that aliens are landing. Like, and then, of course, all this fog business. I
just do not believe I just don't believe the fog business. Because that if it's something that makes somebody feel sick or something like that, every animal in that fog bank would be dead or you know sick. Is my opinion on that.
Yeah, I'm not. What's Jennifer saying? Good night. Oh, night, Jennifer. And again, but I don't know if Betty can. I did say goodbye to Betty, but good night, y'all. I keep yawning when Heather yawns. We got a winter storm coming Monday. Winter Monday.
It's contagious.
Yeah. May get up to 12 inches of snow with ice on top, then another 3 inches, possibly Monday. Much love. All right, well, stay warm.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'd like a bit of that snow here. It's
America's got a big storm brewing right now. It's going to start tonight in my area with freezing rain and stuff like that. We're talking about just before the show, I had a text message alert kind of thing from my local power company saying there was a possibility of loss of electricity for periods of time because it starts falling as freezing rain where it's water coming out of the cloud, but when it hits stuff, it freezes, meaning tree limbs, power lines, stuff like that, where some of it, for my area, they're predicting about 1/4 of an inch thick, which that much ice makes the lines that much heavier and they snap.
Right.
So it's pretty ugly business.
Sounds horrible.
Gosh. Whereas here we've got the heat. We've got the heat here. And what else was I gonna? Yeah, so the fog thing, I saw that and I thought, but yeah. So there's been crazy things happening in the world, but that's more for as I say, I think this year's going to be okay, but something's coming. Something's coming. Maybe the mothership's going to come and pick us all up, Enzo, and take us to our home planet. Maybe the mothership will return.
Take me.
I'm sharing a video of that drone I was talking about if you want to show it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, sorry. There we go. Here's the drone that Enzo was talking about.
This is the Aerodynamics XP4 trans wing. In this case, you can see it's got this folded up bit here and all that. And this is just going to show it real quick, taking off. And then the wings fold forward once it gets off the ground.
Oh, wow. Drew, imagine having one of those.
That.
It looks like a bomb. It looks like a missile.
That's what I was thinking.
That'd freak me out if I saw that flying over my house. I think, shit.
Now, here go the wings folding forward where it then flies like a regular, propeller-driven aircraft.
Oh, see, then it just like a normal airplane. How cool is that?
I want one.
Oh, yeah, but I want to ride in it. Oh, that just looks like that's what people.
This is relatively small. This is still, I mean, again, like you can see one sitting there on the floor where these guys are building it,
they're
on it, stuff like that. So it's not car size like we heard from New Jersey, but I could easily see someone seeing one flying around thinking it would be about the size of a car. But
well, that's the thing too.
Right there,
the point. The point they were making too, and it's true. When you look in the sky and you're looking at planes or whatever, like I've got jets, commercial jets fly over my house every now and then, and I look up, and when you like I know it's a jet, so I know it's a big plane, but if I had no real knowledge of what a plane looked like, etc., I don't really. It looks tiny. It's tiny.
Yeah.
Like it's a jet, but in the sky it's really tiny. So anything that's lower than that, if you could say, oh, that's as big as a whatever, but it might not be, because
something like this that you've probably until you're watching this video, you've probably never seen it before, and you're looking at it up in the sky with nothing nearby to have a point of reference. You don't know how big it really is. So
no, and that's true. We don't know, but yeah. Well, Taylor, you live out in Virginia City, there near Virginia City, and the skies there are beautifully clear at night. I don't know if Taylor's ever seen aliens. She's seen a bear, though. Actually, the bear will be asleep now, won't it, Taylor? It'll be hibernating. The bear comes along and knocks Taylor's right out.
See a bear.
They got black bear out there.
I'm still very upset that when I go to Virginia City, I was there when it was starting to snow. I was there, and the bear didn't. I didn't see any bear.
They're sleeping.
I didn't see. Yeah, I don't know. I so desperately want to get back to Virginia City. I just have an absolute longing to get there. So, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's the airfare. Right now, I couldn't have felt.
I saw a bear in a gay bar in New York.
What was that?
I saw a bear in a gay bar in New York.
A real bear?
No.
Oh,
a daddy bear.
See how?
Not the same kind of bear.
Not the same kind of bear.
Black Rock. Taylor's telling me Black Rock. We've got a Black Rock in Australia. It's a beach. Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember what I was saying. Oh yeah, bears. What was I saying about a bear? I don't know. I can't remember now.
You just wanted to see one. They were upset you.
Yeah, you wanted to see one.
Apparently, they're all at the bar in New York.
Yeah,
but they're all at the bar in New York.
All kinds of them.
You got bear up where you're at, Laura?
Oh yeah, because we're at the foothill of the Adirondack Mountains, so yeah, all kinds of bears. Bears.
See, like your lion. I don't know if your house is old. Yeah, your house is old, isn't it, Laura? So
it's a little over 100.
Yeah. So I don't know. See, if I lived there and there was trees and things near me, I would just put out food for the bears.
Oh yeah, well no, you can't do that because they'll come in.
But nobody, I can't help it. If I was having a barbecue in my backyard and I left the leg, like the beef, and I left the ham, and I left the sausages while I went into the house to bring out some sauce, and oh no, the bear came and took all of my meat. I can't help that.
Yeah, no, they don't want you feeding the wildlife.
It sounds like fun and all that, but one day you're not there to feed that bear, it's going to come looking for food, thinking you may have hidden it on him.
And go right in your house.
But I see such cute videos. I see such cute videos.
People come home and they find the bears in their house destroying it.
Oh, I wouldn't go crook. I just say naughty bear.
They make a big mess. We had in one of the towns, it's called Old Forge. They have, it's all stores and all of that, and they have a candy store there, and of course they have cameras and everything, and they couldn't figure out who kicked in the back door. They thought somebody had robbed the place. Well, they cleaned everything up, fixed the door, and then it happened again. And they come to find out it was a bear. They broke in and ate all the candy, and because they caught it on video.
It was on the news not long ago. A candy store in America and a black bear. It was a black bear. It was a candy store that's got it wide open. It's got a particular name, the candy store, but it's the big wide open shop doors. where you can sort of walk in, and the bear came in and it's got its nose in the open things, just eating it. And there's the man in the shop going, get out, and there's some people on the street trying to shoo it out, and I'm just hacking myself because I thought if that were my dog, I'd be like, oh, that's cute, yeah, eat this one. It finally ran away. They finally made it run off. But there you go. No, I didn't bring any squirrels back, Kiwi. I didn't bring any. I would have loved a squirrel, but we've got possums here. But I've got no possums near me because it's a new estate, so everything that they would have lived in's been knocked down. But I've planted plenty of trees in my backyard, so you never know. Years to come, squirrels might make their way back into the area. Drew says he loves polar bears.
Yes.
Drew says, I love polar bears the most. Oh, I want to do the Churchill, Manitoba bear tour and the, how do you say that? Katmai?
Katmai.
In Alaska. Oh, well,
Alaska is an amazing place, and you can certainly see some monstrous bear up there.
Yeah. My friend Alex, who is a doctor, who was in Alaska. It starts with H. It's on the edge of a lake. I can't remember, but he traveled there. He spent, I want to say it was 6 months, but it might have been a year as a doctor in the town. And he said the amount of polar bears that would come into the town, and once they came in, they get, shot with a tranquilizer, but spray painted, and then taken back out. And I don't know if I'm correct, if it's the second time they come back in, if they're spray painted, whether they kill them or if they put them out again, but then the third time, that's it, they kill the bear, because it means that the bear is not frightened of them anymore, and hence someone could get, because it's in the town, and they're massive. Polar bears are massive, and they're not, unfortunately, cuddly and friendly. But I remember being quite sad that would have to happen, that they would have to kill the bear. But that's what they do.
Yeah, they do that here too.
Sad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, they give them like 3.
That. There was a mother bear and her cubs, and she wouldn't stay away from the people. So they had to put the mother bear down, and they put the babies down as well, because they wouldn't survive without her. Everybody was really upset about it. No.
Oh, no. They should have taken them to a zoo or something.
Well, they put them down.
Oh, that's terrible.
Oh, no. That's horrible. And the babies. I would have taken the baby.
Well, because everybody said they could have tranquilized them and then relocated, but they didn't do that. They chose to put them down. So
I have some experience with the tranquilizing and stuff like that. It's pretty tricky to do, and it's like a 50-50 chance you might actually kill them when you're doing the tranquilizing thing, because you have to know the exact amount and the age of the size. Basically, it's the size and weight of the thing. And if you're just hearing some, crazy neighborhood saying, there's a bear in my yard, you don't know that. So you have to, that's not really something you can mix up on the fly. So you have to go try and guess it. And even once you do stun them, it's like, or, you hit them with it, and that sometimes it might take 20 minutes. Sometimes it may take a few hours till they actually conk out. Now they're getting sleepy and confused and can do all kinds of damage because they're getting all weirded out now because, something stung them as far as they probably perceive it, and they can go crazy. So it's a mixed bag, saying it's not as easy as like you see on the wildlife shows where they go out with the rifle,
exactly,
shoot them and hey, everything's great. Nah, it usually doesn't work like that in real life.
That's why there's no feeding.
Yeah, well, I know, but I don't care. We knock down their habitat. We owe them a fee.
The big thing around where I live is we've had a lot of mountain lion sightings in my area over the last really few years, but the last 7-8 months, there's been several like on the outskirts, because I live near Wichita, Kansas. There's no mountains here. I don't know why there'd be a mountain lion, but basically it's cougars. which I would normally also find in a bar. Might be sitting next to Heather's bear. I don't know.
You just found in the bar. What do you reckon, Heather?
But
That'd actually be me. Wow.
But they've been spotted quite a lot because everybody's got their door chime video camera thing on their door or a security system or whatever. Here's this giant cat just rolling along like it owns the place. It's like that's a little scary because they will mess you up.
We don't get scary animals here. We get, what do we get, Heather? We get stray cat because someone hasn't kept their cat in. Stray dog. The odd snake if you live in the wrong area. The odd snake.
The odd spider.
Maybe a big spider.
Every now and then. In Adelaide,
there's nothing here that kills us.
Adelaide has a lot of its suburbs that has wildlife in it because we're such a small town and we hit the Adelaide Hills, which up until very recently has been very much country and untouched. But now the more that we spread, the more we're encroaching into wildlife and the more that the wildlife is moving into suburbia. So,
they've got no voice.
Yes, we've got fruit bats, we've got possums.
Karen and Heather, I figured you could probably offer some advice to the folks in Maryland that have an emu wandering around.
A feathered fugitive is once again roaming the streets of Delmarva. 2 months ago, we told you about an emu that got loose in Delaware. Well, now a second one has escaped, this time in Wicomico County. And as WBOC's Kyle Orens tells us, the giant bird is ruffling a lot of feathers.
2025 certainly started off with a bang here on Delmarva. We're not even 2 full days into the new year, and there is an emu on the loose in Wicomico County. Last sightings put the bird in the area of Mardello Springs and Route 50.
I'd like to see it. Goodness, I don't know why. How come?
According to Maryland State Police, the emu escaped from its owner's property on January 1st. Wicomico County Animal Control is working with the bird's owner to safely capture it.
Well, honestly, I'm learning just now that people keep emus as pets, but I think it'd be very interesting to see an emu out here. Obviously, they're very, very large birds. It's very weird to see one up in Maryland.
It is also worth noting the bird on the loose right now is not Liberty, the emu seen in this video. Liberty escaped in Sussex County back in October, but was returned after a neighbor in Laurel spotted the bird in her yard and contacted Delaware Natural Resources Police. So perhaps it's time for people in Mardello Springs to play the hero role.
I'll be on the lookout. Yeah.
But neighbors say they will keep watch with plenty of caution.
I'd be terrifying watching a 2-legged giant chicken just speed at you at 30 miles an hour.
Another emu is running amok on Delmarva. In Wicomico County, Kyle Lawrence, WBOC News, Delmarva.
Well, there you go.
How cute. You see that all the time here.
Yeah, like if we thought emu. Say, not emu. Emu.
You. Okay.
Yeah, if we saw one around here, emus can give you a bit of a peck, like they're
right.
A peck.
Getting cake hurts too, doesn't it? Strong legs.
Yeah, but look, emus are pretty.
The kid just said it's a 30-mile-an-hour running chicken.
Yeah, they run pretty fast.
They do.
Yeah.
All you need
here.
to do
They've got a
is
couple of
come
farms
across
out
an
here.
emu. All you need to do is raise your hand like that and make a beak and make yourself taller than the emu, and it won't lie.
Or bigger. Is that it? Wow, that's it.
Make yourself taller than it is.
Good safety tip.
So,
it. People in Maryland, there you go. From the professionals right here. They know.
From the Australian. Yeah, there you go.
But if you want to ride it, you need a very, 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 very special saddle that, you have to get especially made from one place in Australia, and that's in Canberra. But, yeah, you can ride them.
You can ride an emu? Oh, Heather. Are you reading this?
I pass.
No, you can't ride an emu. You can ride an ostrich. I think you ride an ostrich. They ride the ostriches, don't they? But ostriches aren't Australian.
Everyone's leg.
Ostrich
I know how gullible
South African, isn't it? Oh, of course you can ride. We have emu races. Hen wars, emu wars.
All right.
Nah, emus are pretty harmless. I would worry more that the emu was going to get hit by a truck or something, to be honest.
I'd be more scared of a llama. I did get chased by a llama.
Yeah. Well, they spit.
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much.
You guys eat emu down there? No, because
I
heard it tastes pretty good.
For whatever reason, back in the 90s, that was a big thing, is to have an emu farm and raise them for the meat. Which I was at the Kentucky State Fair probably like in 93 or 4 or 5, something in there, somewhere in the mid 90s. And the food court area, they had this one little stall there that was offering up emu. They had like a roast, and then there was another, like it was mixed with beef for like a burger kind of a thing.
Right.
I got the roast. My sister got the burger thing. The roast was delicious. I thought it was great. And I got a little sticker for my shirt. This is like, I had emu for dinner.
Had emu. There you go.
And people would walk up to me after, because I just put on my shirt and just being silly. And people would walk up to me at the fair going, "Did you really eat that?" It's like, yeah, how was it? Not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a couple of farms here that they raise them for that.
Do they still have them?
I don't know.
Do they still raise them?
Do. Yeah, they're still raising them.
Well, that I know there's G's actually mentioned there. There's an oil called emu oil, and it's for it's for emu oil, and it's for arthritis and things like.
Oh, really?
That. I did try it. Yeah, it doesn't work. Another
Yeah.
fallacy, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, they get it from the fat of the emu. But yeah,
I've had kangaroo. That's quite nice.
Yes,
I've had it too. It was okay.
Okay.
Oh, it was Taylor who sent me the one. I must have that then, Taylor. Hang on, let me see if I've. Taylor was the one who sent me the thing of the. She loves me because she sends me bear videos. Let me see if I can. I should find someone. I'll show him next time. And I sent her one of a kangaroo.
Kangaroo scare me.
If I can hang on, wait on. I'll see if I could do this. Oh, how do I? Can I pause this? Oh, yes, I can. All right, hang on. Here I go. I've got to remember how to share things again, don't I? Present. So I sent her this one of a kangaroo. I thought you'd all be interested to see just how dangerous our kangaroos are here.
Yeah, they're scary.
Mess you up.
I've seen some videos of people. Oh, God.
Let's see. Where are we? Actually, share tab. Tab. Give me a second. It's been a while, so I've got to remember how I do this. There we go. I'm working it out. Share, present window. There it is. Share. Oh, that's not very big, is it? But how? Oh, can you see the kangaroo? I'm sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Watch this. Oh, not that.
What? Ooh.
This. Watch the kangaroo.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell?
Yeah, I know. I didn't know they did that, Heather.
Is that doing what I think it's doing?
Yeah, the guy was getting. Yeah, the guy was, and it's doing exactly what you think it's doing. The guy was giving an interview. He's just playing with himself. He's probably doing this.
Well, I
thought,
doesn't, Oh, that's cute.
Even the Aussie guy there. I'll see if I can. I thought that was funny. So I sent that because people think our kangaroos are very dangerous, but there you go. Yes, he was having a good time, wasn't he, Drew?
So.
Wish I had some emu oil.
Yeah, it was probably emu oil. Emu oil. Now I'm saying emu. Bloody hell. Emu. But
Emu.
what was I going to say?
I don't know. You haven't said it yet.
Oh.
Touch and feel.
Don't you hate it? I had something on the tip of my tongue. Now I've forgotten what it was.
There
Doesn't
was
matter.
a farmer who sat on a rock, waving and shaking his big hairy fist at the ladies next door with the wreaths.
Oh my goodness, Heather, the things that you come out with. Hey, Laura, what have you got planned for the rest of the weekend?
For the weekend, just staying in the house, keeping warm, seeing that we're going to be covered in snow until Sunday evening.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And I know Enzo will be keeping himself warm with his nice warm beverage and a rug or a blanket.
All the medicine I need, right?
Yeah.
Yep. Yep. I'm going to do a spring clean of my garage. It's time to donate crap that I'm one of those people that if it's too good to throw out, I won't throw it out. Like, even if I haven't used it, I think, oh, well, you can't throw it out. It's too. So I'm going to get a big box and I'm going to put a whole heap of stuff in for the Goodwill store. And then anything that, same with clothes. If I haven't worn it for a year, I'm not going to wear it, so that can go. Shoes, they can go, although I don't have many shoes. I'm not a shoe person. But yeah, so big spring clean for me this afternoon and tomorrow because it's Saturday here. So Saturday and Sunday I will be spring cleaning my garage so that it looks more like a spare room than a garage. But yeah.
Sounds like a plan.
Taylor's just saying that they've had more mountain light sightings there too. I knew the mountain lion had been. I saw the footage, photo or footage. Taylor, I don't know if you sent it to me. Someone sent it to me. The mountain lion in Virginia City. She's a big mountain lion, judging by the photo. I wouldn't mess with a mountain lion. Okay.
Never.
I wouldn't even try to feed.
Mess you up quick.
Mm-hmm.
And if I heard them when I was in Virginia City, but I didn't see any coyotes. Coyotes? It wasn't a wolf. It was
coyotes.
It was coyote, I think. I'd love to see a coyote, but I don't think I'd mess with a coyote or a wolf either.
It depends on where you are, but for the most part, coyotes will you just clap your hands really loud and they'll scamper away.
Right.
Unless there's a lot of them. If there's a group of several of them, then it might be a problem because they're a little more daring.
Well, that's a pack. Yeah, that's a pack of wolves. I don't want a pack.
Yeah, we have all those here too.
Yeah,
I know that. Yeah, I don't know what's happening.
Where I live. There's a train that runs about a mile or so away from where I live. And whenever the trains go by, they always blow their horns and stuff like that. That somehow encourages the packs to start howling and stuff like that. So you can always tell when the train's going by, you'll hear all throughout the areas. They all go off as the train goes by.
I've got a friend, Scott Michaels, and there's a cemetery in LA where there are, I'm pretty sure it's coyotes, not wolves. I'm pretty sure it's coyotes. I could be wrong. Could be wolves, but I think it's coyotes. And when the police sirens go, or fire engine or whatever, the coyotes.
Right, they howl. My dog does that.
So it obviously affects the ears. It mustn't be a nice, feeling or something. But yeah, but there you go. What's
every
Drew
time the
saying?
fire department goes by here, my dog howls with it.
Yep.
Yeah. You're supposed to make yourself bigger than anything that attacks you. I think. Like, I don't know how you can make yourself bigger than a mountain.
It's you do the same thing. You do like, hey, I'm bigger than you. You do not lose eye contact as you're backing away, kind of a thing.
Exactly. Never turn your back on one of those.
Yeah. Don't run. They will catch you.
I know. Yeah. That's what I was going to. Kiwis just said, "Don't say kitty. That's what I thought I should say. Kitty.
But you know what? I reckon Humphrey B. Bear and Fat Cat ruined America's wild animals for us because, you know, Humphrey's a bear and he hugs children, and Fat Cat's a big wild cat and he hugs children.
Hang on, I'll show him who Humphrey is because the Americans.
These are all the
hang on.
for Australia. We think they're all
they don't do any hugging here.
I met Humphrey Bear, Heather, when I was a little girl. Hang on. Window. There he is. What a funny old fellow is Humphrey. That's Humphrey Bear, right? And he can't talk. It's all, you know, he has a friend.
Very
and
stylish.
A friend, what's that, Humphrey? No. Yeah, so that's Humphrey. And when I was a little girl, I would have been all of maybe 5 or 6. My grandma took me to the toy store in Springvale, Victoria. And I stood at the bottom of the stairs in the toy store, and Humphrey was right up the top. And I pushed through all the other kids because I saw Humphrey. And Humphrey come down the stairs, and I went like this, and he grabbed me and he gave me a hug, and I gave him a big kiss on his shiny nose. I'll never forget that. I loved it. I've got a Humphrey Bear doll. I've got a Humphrey doll, and I'll show you Fat Cat. Hang on, I'll see if I can do it. Oh, look at that.
Humphrey.
Ooh, well, that's not lie.
Images. Oh.
Well, let's picture my cat.
Just show me no,
that's a bruiser down there. Wow, wait.
Fat Cat and Friends. There he is. Hang on. I'll go. That's Fat Cat.
Ah.
Oh, that's what's her name.
Yeah. And Fat Cat.
Oh my gosh.
Who's that? This is really old. But that's Fat Cat.
Lynn, someone.
And Humphrey would be sort of the same. But Fat Cat got cancelled. Why did he get cancelled? Because he didn't have Humphrey got cancelled by stupid woke people who said, "Oh, Humphrey's not wearing pants," and Fat Cat, I think, got cancelled for the same reason.
No, I reckon one of them got cancelled because apparently they weren't educational enough. And one of them got cancelled because they weren't wearing pants. Anyway, the people who can't, we have a group of people who, you wouldn't call them auditors, but they give shows ratings, and they went through and axed a whole heap of kids shows on the most stupidest, ridiculous grounds. Well, it got to a point where the federal government actually sacked the entire committee and re-established a new one because they were killing off kids shows for no good reason. And there was a huge outcry. Yeah. Fat Cat and Friends was one of the victims. There was a Skippy was remastered, remade with the original cast. And that was axed because it wasn't about children only, sort of, you know, Humphrey, what else? A few others were axed as well for just stupid reasons. So, they had this group of bloody idiots that ended up just all getting the sack anyway. But it was too late for those.
And I'm assuming you've all seen Skippy, it's the bush kangaroo. Did you have it in America? Skippy the bush kangaroo?
No.
I don't remember that.
Skippy.
I bet you I get a copyright strike if I show anything. Hang on.
Picture would be all right.
Oh, you'd reckon?
Yeah,
but I don't know. A picture.
Tanya's right. Winnie the Pooh doesn't wear pants either. These people are crazy.
Yeah, well, you know, but Winnie the Pooh wasn't from Australia.
How many bears do you know that wear pants?
So Skippy, the bush kangaroo, was very, very clever. He could use a radio, pass you tools if your car was broken or something. He could use a walkie-talkie. He could play the piano. He could communicate that somebody was. He was a bit kind of like Lassie. You know how Lassie could run in and it'd be, what's that, Lassie? Someone's stranded in the woods. You know, like Yeah, but Skippy was brilliant. Skippy, the bush kangaroo.
Yep.
Yeah. But you can probably find episodes that on
I'm imagining
YouTube. Skippy the bush
land
kangaroo.
flipper type of episode, kind of a thing. Where just
there were 7 Skippies made in that show. They had 7 different Skippies.
oh.
Apparently.
Yes, yeah.
Was it
And
like
of course, he's
one was a
passed
running
away.
Skippy, one was an up close Skippy?
No, they all died.
Oh, they just
They
cycled
die out
through.
and put a new Skippy in.
How long did
and
this show run? Jeez.
I don't know. It ran for a while, I think. I could be wrong, but I remember what I ran home from school to watch Skippy, Gilligan's Island, and like Gilligan's Island when that was on telly here when it was new. I used to was it Dobie Gillis? Dobie Gillis was the name of the show, and it had Bob Denver, who played Gilligan, in it. Before he was Gilligan, he had the little goatee and everything in that the Dobie Gillis show. So do you remember that? And Dobie would sit on the bench like this next to the thinking man. Oh, sorry, E.T. I knocked E.T. and me name over.
The E.T. out.
Ouch.
Ouch.
Yeah, he does stay out somewhere. Hang on. Wait on. See? Oh, I love my E.T. He's pretty cute, isn't he? He's got a heart light, but I can't remember how it works. Maybe it's his foot. Oh, maybe I have to do this. How does it work? Oh, there we go. Hang on. Hang on.
Keep touching him like that, he's going to be like that kangaroo in that other video we watched.
I'll bring that sometimes and play. I showed Heather. Did you see these in the shops, Heather?
Hang on a minute. Hang on a minute. Oh no.
I was I think I got it from the reject shop and was in there and a man's going, oh, look at the elves on the shelf. Elves on the shelf. Or elves on the shelf. It's just, Trump is a vampire. It's a Trump elf on the shelf. I should have made an Elon Musk one too.
He's driving a little car.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I've got Tesla here, the actual Tesla. I could grab him. I've got a Tesla doll. I remember that Kiwi. I don't know if it was the same. Oh, it must have been the same in America back in the day.
Oh, yeah. I remember those days.
Here in Australia, our TV finished at, I want to say, 10 o'clock at night. I don't think it was 11, 10 o'clock. Or maybe it was 9 o'clock.
Yeah. Well, midnight they sign off. And then you'd have the
midnight or 1 a.m. They'd play the national anthem. Where this station, they give the call letters, is signing off and will return in 8 hours or whatever it is. And they play the Star Spangled Banner, and then they'd go to the test screen.
Yeah, I used to stay up late and watch the
was the
Honeymooners,
70s.
and then they would be the last show.
Well, in the 70s here is when they started with the 24 hours because it used to end early. Ours ended earlier than that. I want to say it was 11 o'clock at night, and but then it started that overnight they would play old movies. So when I couldn't sleep, I'd sneak up in the middle of the night, go out into the lounge room, turn on the telly, and get all of the old. It was all old movies, Bob Hope, Bing Crosby, old, but they'd have a theme night. So, so Thursday night it would be gangster movies. So it'd be like, all the old gangsters, hey, you dirty rat, all those sorts of movies. And then they'd have a night where it was the road movies. So it'd be Bob and Bing on the road to wherever they were on the road to. So it's always a theme night. So I just would sit up and then I'd have to go to school. But that was my therapy. That was what I would do to escape a little bit What's Heather popped up?
It was fun to watch
who are
those.
interested in this video, the bandits. Oh, I'll go check that out. Are they still there? Like the old the headquarters?
The headquarters, the
Stuff,
house, everything. Yep. Yeah.
Oh,
And it's still in very good condition.
yeah, it's it's funny. It was Skippy was a true every kid loved Skippy, you know. And we'd all go and get the leaves because there's leaves that you can get here. I don't know if you can do it in America. There's a particular leaf here that you fold in half and do, and it makes that whistle. So at the beginning of the episode, you always hear. And then it goes and do 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 do. Yeah, good old Skippy. I used to love the Littlest Hobo. The Littlest Hobo, wasn't it called? With the dog that was always a stray in every episode. The Littlest Hobo would give a new, like, connect to a new human, help the new human and through whatever, and at the end the Littlest Hobo would just walk away. That used to make me sad. And I loved Lassie, all the Lassie shows. But I like the really old one though, the black and white one.
Right.
They made.
You fell into a well. Show me, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Show me, girl. Hi, Jessica. Jessica says hello to you, Enzo. There she is.
Yeah. Jessica Holman. Yep. We'll be just on a show with her a few nights ago over at her show. So, yep. Jessica's a good friend.
I'm still wiping up coffee.
Oh my God! You've been wiping up. Yeah,
it's everywhere.
Oh,
it does. It's just ridiculous. Hang on, I have to turn my keyboard off. Do something funky with it.
Oh, that's all right. So long as it doesn't actually accidentally share your screen of something we shouldn't see, or anything like that. So I don't think there's been, apart from the UAPs over New Jersey. I must admit, when I first started watching, what the hell? But then the minute the government started to say, "Oh, don't worry about it," I thought, "You're playing funny buggers, you a-holes." So I stopped worrying about it. I thought,
you're right.
Whatever. It's just bloody idiots. And then the fog thing I saw, and people were saying that doesn't look like fog, and I'm like, yeah, it looks like fog. It just looks like dust, or it looks like maybe it's rain. Like some of the videos just look like people, and it depends on how strong your torch or your flashlight is, like as to what it can pick up. You've got a really strong flashlight, it'll show more than what just say, like, but I don't know. I just thought, bloody hell. Then, I'm getting sick from the fog. I'm like, honestly, I'm like, okay. And then, and it smelt like this and it smelt like that. Yeah, mysterious fog. I think mysterious head injury.
I really head injury. I don't know what to make of that. That's.
Look, people were saying it smelled like tires burning or whatever, and I thought, here's a thought. Maybe it was tires burning. Just a thought. If
very
it
distinctive
like
smell.
Burning,
it's.
And if there was smoke and it's nighttime, you're not going to know if the smoke's black or clear. Like So I don't think anything. Oh, Bernadette, hello, lovely lady. Hello. She's just dropping in for a second. Say hello to Brandon for me. Enjoy Texas. Stay safe. Oh, look who else is here. It's Taylor. Oh, you look beautiful, Taylor.
Thank you.
Hey.
Hi, everyone. Good to see you again.
Hi.
Home, Taylor? Are you at home?
What's that? Yeah.
Are you at home?
Yeah, same
house.
Yeah.
Oh, this looks really good. It looks different. Oh, it looks really pretty. That sounds really rude, doesn't it? No, I mean it looks different. It just looks different. But,
no, it's totally the same. The only thing that's different is you can see my antique lamp, I think.
That
Yeah.
might be what's
Now,
looking a
does
bit
that look
flat.
normal?
That's right. Yeah, put the antique lamp back.
Yeah.
There we go. That's really nice. I want to have Taylor on soon to talk about all things Virginia City, and I think Enzo would enjoy that.
I would.
Nice.
Because
Nice,
Taylor
Ariel.
doesn't work at the Sutro Tunnel anymore, but she's still working at the 4th Ward School. So I love it when she talks about that and tells us about stuff happening there. But Taylor and I had a really good chat a couple of weeks back too, just about how important the history of the place is and why we love it so much, and that people's stories should be told. And that's why I'd love to have Taylor on and talk about stuff like that, because she's just so up with everything that's there, and she's there. Is it snowing heavy? Is it, Taylor?
It's crazy. It's been a pretty dry winter. But yeah, today it was supposed to just rain, maybe lightly sprinkle. Last I looked, we had about 3 inches out there just in like 2 hours. I haven't looked in about an hour or two, so it might be up to 4 or 5 by now.
Wow.
Out of nowhere.
There you go. Well, when I was there, it was the year before because I was there, God, no, it's been over a year. But when I was there, it was just starting to snow when I left in November. But the year before was when you had the really bad snow and you couldn't get out the doors so thank God you haven't had another winter like that for a while.
That was kind of fun. I almost kind of missed it just because it's so dry this year. I'm like, where's winter? I got cheated. But yeah, that when you and I first met, what was that, like September, I think, 2 years ago?
Yep.
Yeah, that following winter, it was like from October to we had an event out at the Sutro Tunnel in May, and it was still snowing. So like almost nonstop snow that whole time period, and it was the biggest winter in 70 years.
Yeah. Oh, that was pretty bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. Kevin. Hello, Kevin. And a special howdy to Taylor.
Kevin.
There you go. But yeah, Taylor and I want to do, we had talked about it a while ago, and of course I wasn't on the YouTube. I wasn't doing anything. I was in another world. But yeah, I want to not concentrate on the ghosts or anything, because as Taylor and I have discussed, I'm sure the place holds its spiritual, whatever. It could be haunted and everything, but it holds much more than that. Like, it's more, Virginia City is magic. Again, Virginia City is another thing you can't explain. It's one of those places that draws you to it. And when you're there, like when you get there, certain people, not everybody, but once you get there, it's kind of like, you don't want to leave. Like, I don't.
Yeah.
When I go there, the minute I get there, I feel like I'm home. Like, that's how it feels. And then when it comes time to leave, I have a draw to come home to Australia because I miss my kids and stuff. But it's very, very hard for me to leave there. I cry every time. Every time I cry. I hate leaving Virginia City. The minute I'm there, I feel comfortable walking around. I feel comfortable talking to everybody. I feel at home. And there's so much that's beautiful about it, and so much history. And so Virginia City is so linked to the world in more ways than everybody knows. It's brought, so many things have come out of Virginia City from the people that made it. We were talking about Bonanza as well, weren't we? And I actually found an episode of Bonanza, and I was trying to find out if any of the names in the first episode were correct. Some of them were, but they were it was the first episode of Bonanza, and an actress who was a real actress, and I've gone blank now, is sent to kind of bring people. They want the wood, they want the trees in the forest, and they mention all the mines. So they mention the Gould and Curry mine and the yellow
Yellow Jacket,
the one that burnt, Yellow Jacket mine, and they say how much wood it uses per year each mine, and then they're saying, we need to get those trees off the Bonanza, off from the Cartwrights, and they won't sell, and it was all this. It was, and then they flick to Virginia City, which isn't Virginia City. It's obviously a backlot in Hollywood or wherever it is. And there's Chinese men running around, and you hear noise.
Hop Sing, yeah.
I'm like, oh my God. But it was really fun watching the episode because, of course, every episode in the first season takes place in Virginia City. Basically, they're in and out of Virginia City, and the miners, like the people. And there was one of the characters was an actual person, and one wasn't. It might be. You need to watch the first episode, Taylor. Find it on YouTube. It's on YouTube. And watch it because the actress was real. I don't know if she ever came to Virginia City, but she was real, like the characters. And that takes me to Taylor's area of expertise because the show Bonanza, we were talking about the origins, like how that came to be. And Beebe wrote like Lucius Beebe, who was a very famous person in that era, actually probably more than likely had a lot to do with the writing of the show Bonanza, but he never got credit for it. Yeah, there's Lucius Beebe with his little top hat on. But that's what I want to get. Yeah, he is. I just can't explain it, but there a lot of things went on with that show Bonanza that make it look as if, from what Taylor's been able to find out, that it's possible that Lucius had a lot with writing, or at least giving the script ideas to them about the episodes, because there's so much, even in that first episode that I watched, so much information about the mines, and the names were correct for a lot of the people. And I thought, there's no way a Hollywood script writer, unless he was in love with Virginia City, would know the names of all those people and how much wood the Yellow Jacket mine needed to continue working and all that sort of thing. So it's really fascinating. So I want to get Taylor on one night and we'll have a bit of a chinwag about it. And if anyone's got any questions, I know Enzo wants to come to Virginia City to see the mines. He'll get there. If you ever get there, if you can ever find time to get there, Enzo, and I'm not around to show you, just find Taylor. She'll help you out.
And everyone about it since last year. I'm looking forward to it, Enzo.
Yeah.
There is something fascinating about it, at least to me personally. My kin were all coal miners in West Virginia back, before I was born. Well before I was born, and I've always wondered what it was like working in a mine like that, just literally going down underground with a hammer and a pick and shovel and making a life for yourself, and seeing something like that where it's totally open there around Virginia City. That's something I would love to see.
Yeah, you'll love it. So it's a little different than coal mining, but not so different that you wouldn't get a good idea, right? We've got two places right now that are open, that are, they're tourist mines, but they connect to, historic, 1860s, 1870s mines. You get to go back only so far, but it's good enough for me. I'm a little claustrophobic, and it's good history. It's about like an hour between walking there and back in both of these. And so I think you'll love that. And then you got to go to the Sutro Tunnel, even though I don't work there anymore. Still passionate about it, and it's still just an amazing marvel. Karen, I don't think since the tunnel went back even farther. I don't think I've been on the show. So last time I was on, the Sutro Tunnel had only been reconstructed 50 feet back in the ground. But now it's back 120, I think. And it's quite a sight to behold. You can really get in there. And then they redid the end part, so you can only go back 120 feet, but they put up an invisible wall, or almost invisible wall, so you'd get to see with your naked eye way back farther. So that's an interesting viewpoint as well. So Enzo, we'll go there too when you come.
I want to do it all.
Yeah,
all of it. Yeah, let's do it.
Yeah, but you know, but they will just tell you, don't worry. Like, I mean, I plan to get back there. I just
you better.
We need our dollar to be worth more. Our Australian dollar has plummeted, Taylor.
Yeah.
So so I think our government will move in to do something about it. But right now there's no way I can afford to come to America. It's just ridiculous. So that bloody cuckoo.
My apologies, I'm going to have to go. Unfortunately,
no, it's okay. It's time for us to go as well, almost.
Thank you very much for having me. Bye, lovelies. Nice to meet you.
I'm glad it took you that long to clean up the coffee, but good on you.
I think there's still bits here, there, and everywhere. I'm going to have to move everything properly. Okay, then. Hooroo.
Right. Bye. Bye. Oh dear. Kiwi asks, is Virginia City like parts of Australia?
You tell me, Karen. I don't know.
No.
It's kind of a unique place. It's hard to liken it to anything else.
Yeah. No. I can't think of anywhere. Not that I've seen all of Australia, but I can't think of anywhere that looks like it or feels like it. It's unique. So, and you certainly know, like if you watch American shows and you look at the deserts and stuff, or even, you know what, Kiwi, go on YouTube, type in Virginia City. Actually, I'll tell you what to type in: stinky Virginia City, and you'll get some beautiful, because they're what I was watching, you'll get some lovely videos that aren't all that too old with a character who used to wander around Virginia City called Stinky with his mule, Bernadine, and I love Bernadine. Taylor knows where Bernadine lives. Taylor said hello to Bernadine. And you'll see what Virginia City looks like in some of those videos. There's, I've made videos about Virginia City, but I don't think I've actually, apart from some of the graveyards like Gold Hill up near you, the Gold Hill Cemetery. I've been up there, and I've got footage of that, and that's kind of like what it all looks like. It's all dry looking, desert looking. Like it's not like it's mountainside. It's a mountain. It's on the mountain, but it's not like it's all treed. And that would have been, once upon a time, it was probably full of trees, but they chopped them all down for the mines, I think. But didn't they bring the wood in from Tahoe? Isn't that where all the wood came in from?
That's right, Karen. Yeah. Most of the trees that were here, in the 1860s, 1870s, when they were doing most of the building, weren't really great for lumber. So the vast majority was from the Lake Tahoe area, which is maybe 45-minute to an hour drive from Virginia City. And a lot of the historic reports say that Virginia City actually deforested Lake Tahoe completely when they were building. Yeah. And so they say that basically all of the trees that you see in Tahoe now, it's now lush and tons of gorgeous trees, but they're all new growth. So only 150, 100 and 40 years or younger.
Yeah.
Wow.
Imagine some of the
They-
trees that were there. I've seen photos of some of how big those trees were that got cut down.
Those
Massive,
famous
like dinosaur
Ponderosa
trees.
pines. Yeah,
Yes.
that's just
That's right, Enzo. Ponderosa. So, guys, first I want to say thank you, Laura, for popping in, and it was lovely
Thank
to
you for
see
having
your face.
me. It was great to see you guys. We've
Yes,
missed
and
you.
we didn't play Enzo the Science Guy music today because it was more like a catch up and talk about everything. And Taylor, thank you for popping in. But Taylor and I will work something out. It might not be a Saturday we do it. We might do it when it suits because Taylor works nearly every day of the week. She works far too hard. But
Yeah, tell my boss that.
I will. I can send an email. Hi, this is
needs a
Karen
raise.
from
Someone
Australia.
needs a raise
You're working too hard. But yeah, I'll get. I want to talk about Lucius Beebe mainly and introduce you all like through Taylor to who he was and why he was important to Virginia City.
That one's for you, Karen. There's your boy.
T-Bone.
You see it? T-Bone.
That's Lucius Beebe and his dog T-Bone. It's a Saint Bernard dog. I think it's a Oh, hang on. There you go. Can you see now? It's not so blurry, but yeah, a big Saint Bernard T-Bone. Yeah, and that was Lucius. Oh, Lucius and Clegg, wasn't it? It was both their dogs. Yeah. I think.
That was their boy. Standing in front of a Rolls Royce.
what year is that?
Where did he make? Actually, one question before we go. Where did Lucius make all of his money?
Real quick, Enzo was asking what year was like the photo taken?
Yes, please. If you know,
Photo taken.
don't
I
go to any
think
trouble.
it was 62 or 63, give or take a year there.
Oh, okay.
Let me see. Yeah, early 60s in this photo. So that was probably T-Bone 2. They had 2 St. Bernards. And when T-Bone 1 passed away in 1960, they got another St. Bernard and named it T-Bone 2.
T-Bone 2.
I think that one was T-Bone 2. So.
I don't know, but yeah, my last question for the day is, how did Lucius make all of his money? What was his main source of income?
You know that old saying, it takes money to make money? So he was born into pretty significant wealth. But he did make a significant amount of money in his own right. It started with when he was hired onto staff at the New York Herald Tribune in the late 1920s, early 1930s. And he became a syndicated columnist. So he became a columnist basically writing about the hoi polloi and the what they called cafe society, basically the who's who of New York City nightlife. And sort of like Walter Winchell is another person who did that. But Beebe wrote a column and it got picked up by multiple newspapers across the country. So you had people, in Iowa and in Omaha and in Dallas and Fresno, all like reading weekly Lucius's dispatches on what these celebrities in New York City were doing for fun. And so that brought him in a great deal of money. And because of that fame and him he was basically, today we'd call him an influencer, right? But he was a tastemaker of the day. And if he wrote about you in his column or he wrote about your company, you had it made. And so then he started getting a lot of advertising deals. So he would be in magazines holding up a bottle of Aqua Velva or, different champagne companies would endorse him. And so he started getting endorsements. So he got a tremendous amount of money that way. And he was lucky to have been born at a time when if you were a journalist or a writer, speaking as a journalist and an author myself, you could actually maybe make money doing it. maybe not so much, a little harder to do that today. So yeah, he started publishing books in the early 1930s and continued up until after he died. Like both of the books I held up today were published after he died. So he published over 30 books. So he had a great deal of income from that. He was also a consultant for Hollywood films. So if they needed information for historical accuracy, Cecil B. DeMille made a movie, and Beebe was a consultant for that, and a couple.
Wow.
So he had multiple sources of income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get Taylor and I to make a time when it suits Taylor, and we'll come on. It might be some obscure time, but it doesn't matter, because if you don't get us live, you just rewatch it. But yeah, so I'm looking forward to that conversation.
Karen, real quick,
because I want to.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off. Before we go, can I make a request?
Ooh.
We've got a special birthday today that I'd like to acknowledge. So,
yes, please do. Yes, go.
Yeah. So I'm glad you invited me on tonight. I think it was auspicious. You had no idea making your live video tonight whose birthday it might be, but it's my dad's. And you've paid such a wonderful
happy
tribute to
birthday,
him.
Dad.
You paid such a wonderful tribute to him on your channel before. Thank you, Enzo. So if we could just wish a happy first heavenly birthday to my dad, John. I think this would be a great place to do that, because you paid such a beautiful tribute to him last year on the channel.
Well, I hope he was.
And he loved you so much, Karen. So
yeah, he was. Taylor's dad was absolutely lovely. He oh gosh, I was home when he passed away. Yeah, well, he still is, but he's just watching over all the time. I have been speaking to Taylor sometimes, and the animals act a bit weird when we talk about John, and I reckon he's still there checking out everything. He was beautiful. Happy birthday. Oh, that is. See, he's a Capricorn like me. Of course, he was wonderful.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, happy birthday to John. Yeah. Are you doing it's Friday night there, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Where are you heading tonight? Mm-hmm. Anything interesting, Taylor? Going to dinner?
Probably to my computer here, and I started working on an article on Virginia City history, as I do all the time, but probably going to try and finish that up tonight. So that's probably where I'm heading.
Oh, cool. All right. And Enzo's probably off to bed to keep warm, although it's maybe still early for Enzo. I don't know. And Laura's going to keep warm, and I'm going to keep cool because it's warm outside where I am. But yes, he is. Indeed, John is her guardian. But yeah, I'm touched, Taylor. There you go. And say hello to Peter for me. I still have to get Peter's. Tell Peter I still intend to talk his head off about Janis Joplin and everybody when I get to see him again. And I've still got that song in my head. Hello, hello.
It's an earworm. You can't forget it. Maybe one of these days we can maybe get him on the channel. I don't know. He's very fond of you.
Yeah,
if anyone could, you could.
Yeah. Yeah, you never know. I'd probably have to make an appearance in person to get him to do that. But what was the name of his band again? I can never.
You got it. Soft with Camel.
That's it. Yeah, and it was a band in the 60s, guys, and he was pretty big. He was first with a San Francisco band, one of the first in the 60s, sort of come out of San Francisco, and they had a hit, and it was called Hello, Hello, and he knew everybody. He was in with everybody, and he's a beautiful, beautiful man. I really like Peter, but so yeah, I'm looking forward to coming back and going out to dinner. All right, I'll stop talking now. But yeah, thanks everybody for watching. And if you're re-watching, thank you for re-watching. And we'll be back same time, same back channel next Saturday. But Taylor and I will probably catch up on a different day, and we'll do our little talk, or well, Taylor can talk to it. We'll talk about Virginia City because Virginia City is still so special to me. But thank you. So I am back, and I will work on content for everybody. I'm feeling much better, much healthier. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Thanks, Enzo. I love you lots. Love you, Laura. And I love you, Taylor. And kiss the doggies for me. I know
Love you
they're
too.
around. Yeah, Auntie Karen loves them. And thanks, guys. Thanks so much. And I'll see you next week. I don't